All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a piece of tech that is, no joke, changing how AI actually gets things done. It's called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. And look, it's the key to unlocking real AI automation. But, as you can probably guess, that kind of power comes with some pretty serious risks. And yeah, we're going to get into that too.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about the awesome promise of MCP. Then we'll pop the hood and look at the moving parts, tools and resources, what they are and why the difference matters. After that, we're going to stare right into the face of the security risks. But don't worry, we'll immediately talk about how to use MCP securely. And we'll wrap it all up by looking at what's next, this wild idea called chaining.
So what's the big deal? What can this technology actually do? Well, at its heart, it's all about giving AI assistants the power to handle complex, multi-step jobs completely on their own. We're talking about moving from just talking to actually doing. Okay, so picture this workflow. It's super common, right? A new client signs a contract, and suddenly a whole bunch of things need to happen. You got to add them to the CRM, send a welcome email, ping the sales team on Slack. It's a lot of manual clicking and jumping between apps. Well, with an MCP-powered assistant, that entire chain reaction could kick off automatically the second that contract gets signed. No human intervention needed. I mean, that sounds a little like magic, doesn't it? How can a language model, which is really just a sophisticated text machine, actually do things in the real world? How does it update a database or send a Slack message? What's the secret sauce connecting the AI's brain to the hands that can do the work? And here's your answer. The Model Context Protocol. MCP is that bridge. It's a two-way street that lets an AI not only ask for information from other apps, but also tell those apps what to do. This is what turns a simple chatbot into a true agentic AI, one that has agency, one that can take action.
So how does this bridge actually work? To really get MCP, you have to understand its two main building blocks, tools and resources. And trust me, getting this difference right is everything when it comes to building AI agents that are both effective and safe.
Okay, first up, let's talk about tools. The easiest way to think about these, they're the verbs. They are the actions the AI can take. So in that example from before, send an email or add a client to the CRM. Those are tools. The really cool part here is that the AI model itself is in the driver's seat. It decides when to use a tool, and it can even come back to you and ask for more info if it's missing something. And on the flip side, you have resources. Now, if tools are the verbs, resources are the nouns. They're basically read-only bits of info that the AI can look at to understand the situation. This could be a list of your current clients or maybe some product documentation. But here's the key difference. Unlike with tools, the AI can't just go grab a resource on its own. The application, your app, is in control and feeds the AI only the context it needs. This table just lays it all out perfectly. You use a tool when the AI needs to do something. You use a resource when it needs to know something. Simple as that. You might be thinking, well, why not just make everything a tool? Good question. Because it's super inefficient. Imagine giving the AI a list of 5,000 different actions it could possibly take. It would have to analyze every single one for every decision. That's slow and crazy expensive. Resources are the clever workaround. They let you narrow the AI's focus to just what's relevant, making it way, way smarter and faster. Okay, and this is where our story takes a really important turn. Giving an AI the keys to your kingdom, so to speak, is amazing. But it also blows the doors wide open to a whole new set of security problems that we absolutely have to talk about. Yeah, MCP is a classic double-edged sword. The very thing that makes it so powerful, its ability to plug an AI directly into your systems and your data, is the exact same thing that makes it a massive target for attackers. And the risks here are no joke. We're talking about everything from straight-up malware hiding in a tool you downloaded to clever prompt injection attacks that can basically hijack the AI. There's also token theft, which lets an attacker pretend to be your AI assistant. There's even the risk of shadow MCPs, unauthorized servers that employees might set up that could leak data. And all of this is made worse by classic, simple mistakes, like leaving passwords in your code or just getting permissions wrong. So what does an attack actually look like in the wild? Well, imagine you download some handy little MCP tool from a sketchy website to help you code. But what you don't know is that it has a secret job. It's built to find your authentication token for, say, GitHub. And once it has it, boom. It uses that token to get into your private code repositories and sends all your company's secrets to the attacker. Just like that, it's all gone. Okay, here's another even sneakier way in. This time, the bad MCP doesn't steal your password. It tricks the AI itself. Using something called a prompt injection attack, it can convince the AI to run commands directly on your machine. Or even scarier, it can trick the AI into quietly injecting malicious code right into the project you're working on. You'd never even see it happen. This last one is maybe the most diabolical because it's so subtle. Instead of a direct attack, the malicious tool just messes with the AI's head. It can make the AI hallucinate and confidently tell you to install some fake software that's actually malware. Or it could just silently change some data in the background, corrupting your entire system from the inside out.
Okay, I know that was all pretty scary stuff. But look, the point here isn't to make you run away from this technology. It's to arm you with the knowledge to use it safely. The good news is, all these risks are manageable if you're smart about it. So this all leads to the billion-dollar question, right? How do we get all the awesome automation without opening ourselves up to all these scary threats? Well, the answer comes down to a security strategy called defense in depth. There's no single silver bullet. Look, you are not defenseless here. First, use authentication tokens that expire really quickly. This just shrinks the amount of time an attacker has to use one if they steal it. Second, be stingy with permissions. Give a tool only the absolute minimum access it needs to do its job. Third, this is a big one, only download MCPs from official or trusted sources. Don't just grab them from anywhere. Fourth, for all you developers out there, pin the MCP to a specific version so it can't be secretly updated with bad code. And finally, and this one is maybe the most important, use your brain. Treat every AI suggestion like you would a code review from a new intern. Review it manually.
Okay, we've talked about the power, the mechanics, and the risks. Let's wrap up by just peeking over the horizon at where all of this might be going. The next big frontier, and this is still pretty new stuff, is this idea of chaining MCPs together. This is where the output from one AI-powered tool automatically becomes the input for another one, creating these long, complex chains of autonomous actions. And that brings us to the final, really mind-bending thought. If a single AI agent connected with MCP can automate a whole workflow, what happens when we start chaining these agents together? What kind of incredible new things become possible? And what new, exponentially more complex risks are we going to have to deal with when these systems start working together on their own? That's the question that's going to define the next few years of AI. Thanks for tuning in.